Cool. Well, I think we've got a good number on, so let's get started. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Just a couple of housekeeping tips before we get officially started. If you have any questions as we go, please pop them into the Q&A or the chat. There is time to answer questions at the end, but if we see something that's kind of relevant to what we're talking about, we might just interrupt and sort of just answer that in the context that it was asked. Otherwise, we'll have time at the end for your questions. Great. So welcome. My name is Charles Clark, and I'm thrilled today to be joined by Sarah Ingram, who's Product Manager APAC at Wolters Kluwer. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for
joining
today.
And then the familiar person will be Liz Studholme, who's our Content Market Manager. Hi, Liz. So today we're really thrilled to launch our partnership with Wolters Kluwer. So I know that you have, you're probably aware of it, but today is our official launch. And Wolters Kluwer are the leading provider of tax and accounting information. And so this session is really to tell you guys, our Boma subscribers, more about how the partnership works and how you might take advantage of it. So we've been working with the Wolters Kluwer team for quite a while now. You may have seen some of their content in the Boma library over the past year. But we're so excited to take the next step in our partnership. And what this really means is a huge increase in the breadth and depth of accounting expertise available in Boma, and it's going to be available in a premium content library that you guys can access. So I'll get Sarah to tell you a little bit more about Wolters Kluwer, who they are and what they do, and then we'll take you through a bit of a product demo and show you actually how the how the content will sort of look in Boma and how you can access it.
Okay, great. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about Wolters Kluwer, because many of you have potentially or possibly heard of CCH, such as the CCH Master Tax Guide. But for those of you that weren't aware, this is owned by our parent company, Wolters Kluwer. And so Wolters Kluwer is a global provider of professional information and software solutions. We're in the health industry, legal, and obviously the tax and accounting sectors. So we serve customers in over 180 countries and have over 19,000 employees worldwide. In New Zealand, we actually have 3 offices, and those are based in Auckland, Christchurch, and we have a team, including me, based in the beautiful Tauranga. Okay, we'll jump to the next slide. Thanks, Charles. What I wanted to showcase for you here was some of the solutions that we do provide in New Zealand. I work within the research and learning division, so these are some of the services that we provide here. So I'll start with CCH I Know. This is our latest online research platform for accountants and tax advisors. Some of you may be using it already, or some of you may be using our older solution, which is IntelliConnect. So CCH I Know will eventually be replacing IntelliConnect as our online research platform where you can access legislation, commentary, cases and rulings, etc. The other service that you're possibly familiar with is CCH Learning, and so this is predominantly delivering online learning webinars for tax and accounting professionals. We also obviously have our CCH Books division. They're the writers and publishers of the CCH Master Tax Guide and other important titles. And one that you may be less familiar with, which is really the focus of today's session, is CCH Business Fitness. And so CCH Business Fitness offers a practical content suite that currently sits inside CCH I Know, and you can also access it through iFirm. And so CCH Business Fitness provide a range of practical tools for accountants, such as procedures, checklists, calculators, and probably one of our most popular tools are our comprehensive set of annual accounts work papers. One thing, and we'll jump to the next slide, one thing that CCH Business Fitness have been doing for many, many years is producing a white label newsletter service for accounting firms. So this is sort of developed in the traditional newsletter format. Firms were able to customize it slightly, but it was a little bit painful because it was done in a Word document. And so you can imagine it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes having to manipulate that document. You'd have to update your header and footer with your own branding before you would send it out, often as a PDF attachment via email, or perhaps you'd even have copies of it sitting on your counter at the office for your clients. So basically, you can imagine my excitement when I set in a demo of Boma. I think this was back maybe in 2018, going back a wee while now. And I really saw the potential of combining our content, our specialized content, with Boma's platform. And I just believe this is going to be a way that we can revolutionize the way that firms nurture their client relationships and how you can develop new ones. So I was really excited to team up with Boma. And we'll just jump to the next slide, where I just want to talk a little bit more about our content in Boma. So we do have a team of professional writers who are continually working on creating articles based on the latest tax and business news. When Liz gives you a demo, you'll see the different types of categories of content that we write for. So our articles that we write are also always reviewed by our tax team, because we want to ensure that they are technically correct. We write them specifically for your clients, not you. So they are jargon-free and hopefully compelling to read. And what we do with most of our articles is we include a call to action. So we want to help you engage with your clients and grow your business. So a lot of them will say things like, discuss with us further, join us for a coffee, that sort of thing. So what I'll do now, I think that gives you a bit of intro to who we are and what we do, but I'll hand over to Liz, who will give you a demo of our content in Boma.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sarah. So I'm going to share my screen. Take over from you, Charles, if I can. Not quite. Let's have a look. Continue. Sorry, you can see.
Right, that's working.
It's working, and my screen is, there we go. Sorry. Very cluttered screen, as you can see. Anyway, here we are in Boma. You're all very familiar with, because I know that, well, I think everyone on this webinar is a Boma subscriber. So we don't need to do much of a review of this. So we're going to go straight into the content library to show you that Wolters Kluwer premium content. So the way you would access it, we will talk about in a minute, but you can see there's a button there that's new, and that will be Access Premium Libraries. When you click on that, you'll come through to a page that talks to you about the Wolters Kluwer content and how to access it. But we will talk about that in a minute. So now you can see also that we have slightly changed the order, and that was done a wee while ago, so that it's easier for you to find content under the categories that you're looking for. So under libraries, I'm going to go into Wolters Kluwer CCH Premium, and you can see a huge amount of content in there. We will have content going in every week. We've started with quite a large selection of content. So this one's Airbnb income, or book a batch, or, is that taxable? And not all, but most pieces of content will also come with a downloadable PDF guide as well. So if I go into, let's find a piece of content, we'll click on, say, tax, and choose a piece of content in here. I know what I wanted, provisional. Spelled it wrong. Spelled it wrong again. There we go. I'll click on this piece. This is the bit I wanted to show you because I've got the PDF open. So again, like any piece of Boma content, you've got an image that you can replace. This is not connected to the article. You can change that image if you like. The social post is written for you by Wolters Kluwer, and Wolters Kluwer have given you the short form email with a link to the guide. Once you've read it, you can click on this and take you to the guide, which I've already opened just for ease, and you can see that that's a long guide. So as Sarah said, it might be a conversation starter, which you're going to say then, give me a call. Let's make time to talk about your provisional tax. Or it might be that you've had that meeting and then you've said, I'm going to follow up with that particular client to give them the full guide. We've talked about it, but this is going to be a useful guide to send. Of course, the same thing, when you're happy with that content, you can deliver and you can send that as an email. You can send that as a social campaign. So similarly to Accelerate, there's a lot of that content that comes from Accelerate, but you can also create a newsletter by going into your email, using the drop down to then select a number of articles and creating your own newsletter, which is bespoke and suited to the audience that you're sending it to. So I think that's probably it in a nutshell, unless there's anything else, Sarah, you can think we'd like to look at while we're in here.
No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So, yeah.
So I'm just slowly scrolling through, but you can see all of this content in here. Now, if you're not a Business Fitness subscriber already, you can access this content for, and we'll talk about prices in a minute, but I'm just briefly, it's $40 extra for this content, which is just really good value considering the amount of depth and breadth in the library.
And that is updated weekly, so we'll be adding new articles into that library weekly, but we're kicking off with quite a few in there already. So
there's over 40 in there now.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll take that sharing. We'll just continue on. Cool. So as Liz said, there's the only additional charge to access this library is $40 plus GST per month. So that will just go on top of your subscription. For those of you who are already CCH Business Fitness subscribers, and I definitely know we have some, although I'm not sure if they'll be on this call, it's free as part of your CCH Business Fitness plan. So your business, Wolters Kluwer will actually be in touch with a free unlock code. So you'll just be able to insert that code into the library field and you'll be able to access it for free. So in terms of the next steps, so we're hoping that you guys will take this up and have a look because, you know, as we said, this is some amazing content in there. It covers a whole range of issues and, you know, the benefit for you guys to be able to send out fantastic content that, as Liz showed you, has links through to guides and workbooks and sheets is just massive. So contact Boma and request, and so contact us by sending us a support ticket and an email and request that the Wolters Kluwer Premium Library be switched on. There's a couple of things that we'll do at our end that will basically confirm the library is available to you and then you're ready to go. So it's really, really easy for you guys to go in and start using it. As soon as it's switched on in your library, you can start sending out the content immediately. So you'll have a really clear idea really quickly of how valuable it is. So I think, you know, what we're just doing here on this page here is just really, I think, just to reiterate, you know all about Boma, but just from the Wolters Kluwer perspective, the content that they're offering in Boma is really incredible. Everything covering business development, tax, insights and updates, the value that you'll be able to additionally send out to your clients and prospects is massive. As Sarah said, they've got a whole team of experts writing it, so you can be sure that it's always technically correct. It's always written, and as always with the Boma content, it's written for your clients to read. So it's always there to inform and update them. It's updated every week. They're really hot on that. There's always, like with Boma, we're always looking out for the latest issues that might be affecting your clients. And so that's one of our key, I suppose, partnership agreements is that they have agreed to always be putting in new content every week. As we said, if you're already a CCH Business Fitness subscriber, there's no additional fee. If you're not, it's the $40 per month. So pretty simple, we're hoping. We'd love for you to give it a go. I know we've kept this pretty short, so there's lots of time for questions. Does anyone have a question that they'd like to ask? Would you like to see more content? We're happy to spend a few more minutes showing it to you if that would be of interest. Just let us know in the chat box.
And I was also just going to say, so they might have seen a sampler already of some of our content that we've been providing to Boma over the past year. So it will sort of give you a taste of what we do.
Yeah. Cool. Well, look, it doesn't look like we've got any questions. Maybe that's not surprising. You guys are already familiar with Boma anyway. Oh, thanks, Pete. So Pete says, looking forward to accessing this new content. Yes. We'll be in touch, Pete. So look, if there's nothing else, we'll end this here. We'll send you a recording of this because you might find it useful to show to colleagues in your office. We'll also put it into the Facebook group, so you can obviously rewatch it there. On a question from Rihanna, is there any plan to add an Instagram feature to Boma? So yes, we're always looking at that. We're always reaching out to Facebook and asking when we can possibly have that in there. It's quite a big ask for them to allow third parties. At the moment, there's only a few companies in the world that do it. You may have seen that we've recently launched our Zapier integration. And for those of you who aren't aware, our first cab off the rank there is the ability to post to your WordPress site via Zapier. Our clever team of devs is looking at a way that we might be able to use Zapier to post into Instagram. So I can't promise anything. That's something that they are sort of looking at in the background, but that would basically allow organic posts into Instagram from Boma using Zapier. So we'll keep you updated if and when we can give you a roadmap on that one.
And probably worth also adding on contacting us. I'm sure everyone is aware, but in the right-hand side of your screen when you're in the product, you can see the chatbot. So if you're not sure how to contact us, that's the easiest way. The little chatbot on the bottom, just send us a note that way and we'll come straight back to you.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Liz. Thanks, everyone, for giving us your time this morning. Hope it was interesting.
Thanks everyone.
Bye.